Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're using Microsoft Dynamics Business Central for your shipping, you're going to want to pay close attention. A really critical update is coming in the 2025 Wave 2 release, and it's going to completely change how you manage shipping documents. Getting ready for it now is, well, it's pretty essential. So let's just start with a really crucial question for your business. Because it doesn't matter if you're shipping across town or halfway around the world, the rules for your documentation are changing in a big way. And that change, it's all digital. All right, here's a quick look at what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about why this is even happening with the e-document mandate. Then we'll dive into the new tools inside Business Central, see how they automate sales and transfer shipments, and we'll wrap up with a super practical checklist to get you all set. So, first up, the e-document mandate. It's so important to get this part because we're not just talking about some optional nice-to-have feature. This whole move to e-documents is a fundamental shift, and it's all being driven by global regulations. Here's the deal. Good old paper-based shipping documents, they're on their way out. Governments all over the world are making digital formats mandatory. Why? To get more visibility into the supply chain, to make customs easier, and to crack down on things like tax fraud. For businesses like yours, this means compliance isn't a choice anymore. It's an absolute must. And believe me, this isn't something way off in the future. It's happening as we speak. Countries like Mexico and India, they already require this. Serbia is getting on board soon, and the entire European Union is heading in this direction too. Okay, so what exactly is an e-document? You might also hear it called an e-delivery note or an e-waybill. At its core, it's just a digital, standardized record that tracks goods as they move. Now, the two key words there are standardized and machine-readable. And that's the secret sauce, right? That's what makes this so powerful for automation and for staying compliant. Okay, so we have this global mandate. What's Microsoft doing about it? Let's take a look at the brand new tools coming our way in the 2025 Wave 2 update for Business Central. The change here is a really big deal. Before, Business Central's e-document feature was pretty limited. It basically just covered sales invoices and credit memos. But now, with Wave 2, it's being expanded to cover sales shipments and, this is a huge one, transfer shipments. That is a massive leap forward in what the system can do. So what's in it for you? Well, a couple of really big things. You get one single standard process for all these different documents. This cuts down on a ton of manual work, and honestly, it makes it so much easier to stay compliant if you're growing into new countries with their own tricky regulations. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. How does this actually work in your day-to-day? We'll start by walking through the new automated workflow for a standard sales shipment. The new process is just so slick. You start by creating a sales order. Then you post the shipment. The stuff you already do. But here's where the magic happens. The system, in the background, automatically generates the e-document. Then, boom, it's exported, and a workflow can fire off an email straight to your customer. It's literally a post and send system. And the best part? You get total visibility. You can just go right into the posted sales shipment and see the e-document status right there. You can see in this example, it's marked as exported, so you know for sure that step is done. No more guessing. So on the other end, what does your customer actually get in their inbox? They'll get an email, which you can totally customize, by the way, with two really important attachments. The first is a normal PDF of the shipment, for human eyes. The second is the official, machine-readable electronic document that their systems need for compliance. All right, so sales shipments are sorted, but what about when you're just moving stock between your own warehouses? Well, the update handles transfer shipments too, but the setup is just a little bit different. Let's take a closer look. Now, this is the absolute key thing you gotta remember for transfer orders. Since there's no outside customer involved, you don't configure the sending profile on a customer card. Instead, you set it all up right on the location card for the warehouse itself. And setting this up, it's honestly a piece of cake. You just go to the location card, find the warehouse section, and pick the right e-documents transfer document sending profile. Once you've done that, anytime you post a transfer order from that location, it'll kick off the e-document process automatically. Simple as that. Okay, we've gone through the why and the how. Let's wrap this up with exactly what you need to do next. Think of this as your actionable game plan to get ready for the update. Here's your 4-point checklist to get you started. First, go check the sending profiles on your customer cards, and of course, now on your location cards. Second, make sure your workflows are actually set up to handle these new shipment types. Third, and this one is so important, test the entire process end to end. Post it, export it, check the email. Finally, have a think about whether you might need a manual backup process, just in case something goes sideways. And that really brings us to the big picture here. This update in Business Central, it's not just about one little feature. It's a tool that helps you answer a much, much bigger question. As the whole world moves forward, this is a key step in getting your business truly ready for a fully digital supply chain. Thanks so much for tuning in.